Welcome back to the rest of the story. Well, I'm gonna talk about a topic that we went over a couple weeks ago. About 2 weeks, sounds about right. It was kind of a mixed opinions video, and I'm gonna go back and just touch on it just a little bit. Now, I think most of you are aware of, I put a battery disconnect switch on the 8235R. Relatively simple thing to do. I mean, today was the first day that we had used it. It has been shut off for the entire time that it's been on this tractor. And today we had to shuffle some equipment around. And what we ended up doing, because I was aware that we had to pull out the 46 and the 82, I went ahead and I did plug them in, and that was the other addition that was on the 82. Had them plugged in for, what was it, about 16 hours, maybe 14 hours. I plugged them in that night. We're going to say about 18 hours, which is more than enough time to get the tractor pretty well as warmed up as you're going to, as far as having the heat running on the block. And the problem we've been having with this 82 is that after today, I'm almost 100% positive there is some form of drain off of the batteries. I haven't taken the meter to it yet and seen how much is actually being lost. But the reason that I'm even doing this video is to tell you guys that today, when we went to go run it, to move it, it had been plugged in, which we do know is part of the problem. But I went ahead and I gotta get this bolted to the tractor, by the way. I mean, it has a spot you're supposed to put the bolt through. I just haven't done it yet. And this kind of thing right here is exactly why it needs to be bolted. Otherwise, I'm gonna walk away with it. But I went ahead after the engine was heated up for however long, turned the switch on because, well, Ryan was here. Turned the switch on, the tractor came to life. Turn the switch, let the computer do its processing, warm up, run that it does. Is probably about the biggest downside that these newer tractors have. I don't know anything about Massey Ferguson or CAT or anything like that, or Case IH or whatever they're called now. As far as getting them started, like the 82, it does require you to turn the key on and let the computer do its initializing phase. And once Ryan got done with that, the tractor, it cranked twice. First turnover, okay. Second turnover, it took off. So in the matter of 5 seconds, this tractor was up and running. That right there is the best start this tractor has had since we've had it. Hands down. I couldn't believe how easy it did start. It was literally the engine turned over once, and on the second turn, the tractor shot off. That has, maybe maybe this right here is the problem, has been the problem. I just was maybe too stubborn to do anything about it. Anybody that complains about these switches and how we shouldn't have had to do it, the new machines come with these. These are this disconnect right here. This is an accessory that John Deere themselves has made for these machines. This is not something that I just slapped together and it's an off-brand kit. No, this is John Deere. It is a known problem that the batteries do lose charge. I mean, if it sits for however long, I mean, this tractor might not start for another 4 months. I mean, it is going to, because I gotta back it up against the wall a little bit farther. But really, it's the end of December, and we probably won't start this tractor until probably close to April, maybe the end of March, depending on how well it warms up and when we decide to go through and get the tractor ready to run next spring, get the oil and everything changed in it. But I did have somebody tell me that it is much easier for somebody, and I know I'm kind of picking a fight, but somebody did tell me exactly that it'd be easier to go through and pull the negative cables off of the battery post on the battery every morning and every night. Well, that is definitely a possibility. There's no way I was ever going to do that. Every single person that I've talked to has said the exact same thing. The problem with hooking and unhooking these posts and these battery cables every morning and night, handling them every morning, every night, you're going to start creating wear and tear in these ears. And something that has happened to us numerous times in the past, just from, well, largely when it has become an issue, is because the battery cable has been on there for forever. And just a few times that we have had to take it off to clean the terminal and the post and everything, these ears start to get fatigued and then they crack. Then you're looking at a new battery cable. And go ahead, call me lazy, but I'm not going to go to the trouble of every morning when I go out to start the tractor, I'm going to have to take this cover off, find my wrenchers, and put this back down onto the battery and then tighten everything back up. Not interested. Like the battery cable comes over here, you could take this bolt out and same thing, but that actually is torqued on there pretty good. It's just from the way the battery cable is. I mean, there's not much point in arguing it because, I mean, everybody has their own opinions, and if people want to do that, they're more than welcome to, but I'd rather be a forward thinker. I'd rather be a forward thinker and then just spend the, what was it, $100, something like that, for a simple switch. It's half a second to turn on and turn off at the beginning of the day, at the end of the day, and I'm more apt to do it because having to stop, especially when you're running some of the days that we run, that where you see, well, let's take next spring for instance, where it is very possible where we'll be seeing 36-hour days, 40-hour days, depending on how the weather tends to act next spring. We could very well be putting in, or at least potentially me, some very long days just to be certain that we get tillage done and all the seedbed preparation done, so when the time comes that we can start planting, that we can. That is a big big thing that bugs me, is when we could be harvesting or we could be planting and we can't be, because there's how many other things that we got to do yet, especially when we could have had them done. Big thing would be tillage. That is something that is kind of slowing us down going into next year. We didn't get hardly any of our tillage done this fall. Problem is, the solution to that, well, even going into next fall, it probably won't be so bad, but our problem is that we always had the grain carts loaded up every night, loaded for a truck the next morning. And the problem with that is that our tillage tractors are our grain cart tractors. So even when I wanted to, which was pretty much every single night, when I wanted to go home and work ground up or work stalks up, I couldn't. So, I mean, could go buy another tillage tractor, which that 4960 that Ryan was looking at would be a nice tillage or grain cart tractor, and that would actually handle either of the grain carts very easily, and then put the 82 on the disc, the VT, the Earthmaster, that thing. Another potential way to look at it is going into next year, we have a truck. Maybe we won't have to worry about filling up the carts the night before, especially when we're running our own truck down to the river in the morning. Then again, I don't see that really happening, because unless the elevator quits taking grain at X, Y, and Z time, depending on the day and whatever else, especially when it comes to harvest, you definitely focus on getting the crop out of the field first. So I could definitely see filling the semi and then filling the carts and then going that route. So yeah, maybe that isn't quite as realistic as I thought. So I guess the best solution for that would be another tractor, which it's not going to happen anytime soon. I mean, it could be 2 weeks, 2 months, 2 years. 20 years. I don't know. I really couldn't tell you as far as the equipment purchases. I don't have anything directly on my mind. Maybe I'll do a video about equipment purchases, that the next most likely equipment purchase that we're looking to make. So, spoiler alert, it'd probably be a tillage tool before anything else. So you guys can run with that all you want. And there you go. In the comment section, go ahead and comment what you think would be the next. No, let's not do that. What do you guys think we would go ahead and purchase next? I said tillage. So what do you guys think I would potentially be thinking about buying? A chisel plow, a disc, an inline ripper, that anhydrous bar that Andrew was talking about a few videos back. All the possibilities, right? All right, I've talked long enough. Thank you everybody for watching. And actually, if you don't comment about the potential equipment, what's your guys' opinion? Would you go ahead and pay $100 for a simple switch to make certain that your batteries aren't going to be dead in the morning or drained? I mean, they weren't dead, but they were drained. Or would you go to the hassle of pulling the negative cable off, the ground cable off the battery post morning and night? So, I don't know. You guys decide. And with that, take care, take it easy, keep in touch, stay warm. It's like 40 degrees out right now. That's why I'm in a sweatshirt. So, I'll talk to you guys later.